Hey guys, this is Joe the Geek, and in this video I'll be answering all of your questions that you left me in the comments of my last video. So let's get to it. Your questions answered. Okay, so let's get started, and before I answer any questions, I just want to thank you guys for leaving these questions. I'm really excited for my channel engagement and for the growth of the channel, and it wouldn't be possible without you, my faithful subscribers and viewers, so thank you so much for watching and commenting on all of my content. So without further ado, let's get going with the questions. The first question is from Journey Go, and he asks, what do you use your MacBook Air for? Do you use it for casual games or editing videos or just web browsing? And honestly, I pretty much use it for just about everything. I'll use it occasionally for some gaming like Minecraft, some Lego Star Wars, Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, games like that. But most of the time it'll be browsing the web, watching YouTube videos, reading tech forums, browsing the technology news websites, stuff like that. And I also, of course, do a lot of video editing in iMovie for my YouTube channel, of course. And I also use it for checking out emails, responding to comments, keeping up with my channel, as well as looking at photos. It's pretty much just about a bit of everything. My MacBook Air has been great since I've had it almost for a year now. I pretty much use it for just about everything. So thanks for the question. And the next one is from Zax Gaming, who asks, is it worth it going from iPad mini first generation to an iPad Air 2? And I would say yes. This is a huge jump. I cannot stress enough how big of an upgrade this is going to be for you. I would say it is totally worth it. In fact, I was actually considering upgrading from the first gen mini myself to an iPad Air 2, and I might still do that if I don't decide to upgrade my iPhone 4S to an iPhone 5S. So I would say this is a huge upgrade. You're getting an upgraded display, so it's going to be, instead of just that like normal resolution, you're going to get an HD Retina resolution. So basically, when you look at it, the eye can't distinguish any pixels, so it is just going to look amazing. If you've never used a Retina display before, you're in for a treat. It's just absolutely amazing, and you're going to be blown away, especially how light it is. When I picked one up at the store, it felt pretty much just as light as the iPad mini, so you're not going to really notice a big difference in weight there. It's a lot thinner than the iPad mini, which you currently have, and it's just a huge upgrade in every way. You're going to get Touch ID, you're going to get much faster performance. The A8X chip is an absolute beast. You can run all those latest games without a problem, and pretty much you're just going to get a much nicer experience, and you're also going to be getting an upgraded camera, more slow-mo, burst mode. There's pretty much every aspect of this iPad has been changed, so I would say yes, it is totally worth it to upgrade to the iPad Air 2, and I highly recommend it. So thanks for the question. The next question is from Evaner Gaming, who asks, should I get the iPhone 6 or save some money and get the 5S? I'm going to be upgrading from an iPod Touch 5G for Christmas. So this is kind of depends on how you're getting the iPhone 6. If you're going to be buying it from Verizon or AT&T on contract, then it's only going to be $199. I would say absolutely get the iPhone 6 over the iPhone 5S, unless you absolutely want that smaller screen. Now, it's a little bit tricky of a decision because there's not too big of a difference between the two other than the screen size. So, if you really feel like you like that compact one-handle design, you can just grasp it in one hand easily. You can grasp the 5S easily in one hand. As far as the 6 goes, it's a little bit trickier to do that, but obviously you can still hold it easily. It's still a great phone, and it is a little bit faster, and it does have that Apple Pay feature, and a little bit better camera, so it definitely is better than the iPhone 5S. It's just a matter of, if you do want that bigger screen, definitely go for it. So if you're buying a contract, that $99 price difference between the two is definitely worth it, and I would say go for it. And if you're buying it unlocked, or buying it basically off contract, so you're buying it basically outright, I would say it kind of depends on how much you're willing to spend. You can get an iPhone 5S from a site called Swap. I don't know if you heard of that site or not, where you can get gently used iPhones. You could also get from eBay or Craigslist or something like that, or even from someone you know. The average price that I've seen on them for the 16 gig model is around $400, whereas an outright iPhone 6 is going to cost you $650 for both of those, of the 16 gig models. So if you're going to be buying it outright, I would say the 5S is probably the better deal, because it's going to be like $250 at least, $250 cheaper. It's just going to be a better deal overall than the iPhone 6 if you're buying it outright. But if you're buying it on contract, which I'm assuming you are, because you say you have an iPod Touch 5G, so I'm assuming you don't have an iPhone right now, or you don't have a phone right now, then it's definitely going to be a lot better. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, but I would say it's definitely going to be worth it over the life of the phone. However, if you're buying it unlocked, I would say save the money and go for the iPhone 5S. So the next question is from A. Brown, who asks, what are some of the best generic name brand knockoffs for Mac replacement parts like power plugs? I've tried a few and not been happy. Well, I actually just did a quick web search on Amazon and across the web to see if there was any brands that stuck out that made generic power cables, and from what I've seen, it seems like most of the time for power cables or even just generic parts, there aren't a whole lot of really good, reliable generic parts. Pretty much the fact that they are generic makes them not extremely reliable, and as far as Mac power plugs go, it seems like Apple kind of has a monopoly on those. They're made for Apple products, they're made by Apple, and it seems pretty much right now that the MagSafe the 2 plugs, or even the generic, just normal MagSafe plugs, there's not really many available other than what Apple makes. As far as lightning cables and 30-pin like iPhone 4S or iPhone 4 chargers, stuff like that, there is still some available that are reliable. But for the most part, I would say stick with the genuine Apple parts because they're just a lot more reliable. I've heard some issues with certain power cords, lighting on fire or burning, or just having exposed wires or something. A lot of times they're just not reliable. So I would say stick with the genuine Apple parts for the most part, just because generic products aren't always reliable. Certain things, in some cases, like generic cases, obviously are perfectly fine, stuff like that. But in a lot of cases, like a generic Mac charger or even any charger that's kind of generic, sometimes it's just not the best idea. So thank you guys so much for those questions. I had a lot of fun answering them. I'm hoping to do this a little bit more often, as it's been really fun. So if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe so you'll know when I do more geeky videos like this one. Hit that thumbs up button if you like this video. And again, thank you so much for your participation. Please continue to share the news about the channel, and please continue to watch my videos, like them, favorite them, and again, if you haven't already, please hit that big subscribe button right there, as it really helps me out. Thanks so much for watching. God bless, and have an awesome rest of your day.